Hello, we're going to have a go at this now. It's a bit of a strange angle. I'm going to close this in a second. I just wanted to see whether or not I sound all right. You'll see there's about a 30-second delay I noticed. So it's hello. We're going to have a go at this now. That's quite good actually. The sound's quite good. So you can't actually see me at the moment. I will turn and face the camera. So the current setup at the moment is that this is the main streaming setup that I stream from. So that's the PC, etc. But this is my iMac. And my iMac I use for all my content creation. The only programs that I don't create, the only things that I don't create on my iMac are the podcast, because both podcasting, obviously this has the the dynamic microphone, the condenser microphone all set up on it. So, and I don't have sort of like an XLR capability on my Mac. So those are done on the PC. And they always have done. And I suddenly realised that when I was sort of like moving away from going part-time at work, that I thought I really need to start utilising all the equipment that I've bought for content creation in an attempt to sort of like say, okay then, to get some use out of it. So I don't know if you remember the behind the scenes camera that I used to have when I was streaming. Well, that's now down sort of like below, and the pole that it was on, which is an Elgato pole, I've now placed my Sony A6400. It's got a Rode mic on a side arm that's connected, and it has a flip screen, so that's up behind, so I can actually see myself in the camera. Anyway, when I started to stream, obviously I wanted to share some of my content creation, and I don't know if you remember, but beforehand I did some streaming with Premiere Pro when I was editing a Mithras Rules video, and there was issues with the camera, etc, etc. So I've got this set up now as a sudden upgrade. The last one we did was used with Restream and as the software, and then I tried to do it with OBS, which is you can get from the Mac, but there was this which I use for streaming content on Twitch. But then when I came onto the iMac, it wasn't, I don't think it's as stable as it is on the PC. Plus I don't have a second monitor here, I just have one, and I looked at trying to move it around, so I used some of my other monitors, which wasn't proving successful. Anyway, and then I had the iPad down here that I could drag things down to, which was another option that I could do. And so things were sort of like going around, and then I was doing some research and I came across a piece of software called Ecamm, and I had actually seen Ecamm before. I must have used it before, probably from when I was trying to create content at work for sort of like some webinars we're doing. And obviously that, because you get a 14-day free trial for it, but then you have to pay for it. It's not a free piece of software, which as you probably know, goes against my sort of like ethos at the present moment in time. Anyway, I contacted Ecamm, and they very kindly reinstated the 14 days. So I've been playing with it, and one of the things that I was really concerned about was to capture the sound from the programs, so you can actually hear what I'm hearing. So anyway, I've set it up, and I thought, let's have a go at it, let's see how it goes. And Ecamm appears as an overlay over my screen. So currently you can probably see this is just like, you probably can't see it at the moment, but when we go to it, I've got Premiere Pro open, and you'll be able to see from that Ecamm's like a heads-up display over the top of it. So it's being used now in the background, but I can't see it, but it's on the same screen. Okay, and unless you go into demo mode, which sort of like moves you back. I've got my AirPods in for sound, and like I said, next to the Sony a6400, I wonder if it's just called 6400 or A6400, whatever it is, and then the Rode mic. So I'm not actually going to be facing camera, I'm going to be facing the program, the iMac. So there is a chat on here, and I'd be interested what happens with it, because the chat automatically comes up as an overlay and I can see that, but I don't know whether or not it interrupts the actual, if I'm programming or it's not up at the front, whether or not it actually uses that or not. Sorry, just let me have a drink. So I'm actually using this camera. I love that it's got a flip up screen that I can see. It was one of the when the Sony created the camera, they forgot to the microphone mount is at the top, and so when you actually flip the screen up, you can't, and if you got a microphone on it, you can't. And so there was a lot of things that were produced that sort of like go on the side, and that's what I'm using at the moment. I've got a little Rode mic on there. This is also a clear HDMI, so you don't see any of the detail up on the camera. And then it's got it's not battery, I do have batteries for it, but it's got a dummy battery in it that runs straight off the mains. And this was the camera that I used when I was doing webinars at work and when I was in charge of it. So it's a good camera. So right, I'm wondering whether or not I should turn my voice down a bit. I get a funny feeling it's peaking a bit, but we'll have a look at that. Okay, so yeah, so this, what I thought I would do, I didn't want to create something right away from the start of something. I thought what might be interesting to show you is sort of like the end point, what I do as the end point, and then almost like recreate it for you. So I keep looking at that camera rather than this camera. So yeah, so let's change the scene. Let's see if I could change the screen here. Okay, so I'm sort of like down here now, and hopefully you can see the whatchamacallit, the Pro, the Premiere Pro. So this, I'm just interested whether or not the sound works. So I'm just going to start up this other this to see whether or not, I think I've got it muted. I just want to see whether or not you can actually hear the sound when it goes off. So I'm just going to start playing it.
Wait. So you're still doing this? And you're wondering why it's not working out?
Okay, so that's what I created. Now let's see if that comes let's see if that actually comes out. I can hear myself talking, but I don't know whether or not everything's you can actually hear the sound when it goes off. So I'm just going to start playing it.
Wait. So you're still doing this?
Yeah, good.
And you're...
So it's actually capturing that automatically, which, if you remember the last one that we did, it didn't do that. Okay, so this is what we're making. Okay, and I want to show you it how I create it right from the beginning. So I will be talking through it, but I won't be looking at camera, but hopefully you can see it. Just to let you know, behind me is all the source files. So if I move myself up here, you can see all the source files. This might be a better place for me to be, and that's really good on this. You just left click and drag it. You know, it's so good. So I'm in this sort of like over the top phase at the moment. I'm a little bit worried that the mic might be clipping, but I can look back on that and see. It's probably when I turn. Okay, so this is what we sort of like ended up with.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
So it's from the idea that as a to do with productivity, you shouldn't ever have one to-do list. You should have separate lists, and then what you do is that you move the stuff for that you want to do to that day onto that to-do list. And so you'll never if not, you'll get to a state that you have a huge list that you're always adding to, but you're adding to it at a quicker rate than actually crossing off. And so what you always should do is have a whole load of different lists, and then select off there what you're going to do for that day, and then pop it all up, and then work through that list. And then if you get through that quicker, then you can either have some me time or whatever, or what you can do is then add some more on and feel really good that you're doing it. So that's it. So the original sound was from this producer, this influencer. I'm just moving myself off, who's called Brock Johnson from Instagram. And so what I actually do is that I take the audio clip and I share it as a story, as my own a story on my account. Then before I publish it, I actually download it, and then I've got it. So this is the actual sound clip.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
Okay, so I'm going to reutilize that sound. Okay, and then we've got this. So this is what I filmed on my phone. So what happens with that is that when I record it on my phone, I can actually hear the sound. But once I download it, the sound is removed. Okay, so I've got that, and then this one here is actually the finished version.
So you're still doing this, and you're
so that's the finished version. So I've only literally got 1, 2, 3 parts of my product here. I've only got sort of like 3 of them, but we'll work on that. Let me put me back down in that's it. Oh, hi there. I'm using this for the first time, so I'm not too sure about how I'm meant to see the chat at the moment, but hello, welcome. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start a new sequence, and I've actually got some pre-made ones here. I think that's the one I want. So this is going to be my sequence, and I'm just going to good policy. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to call it Ecamm test, because otherwise I'll think it's part of the other one. So the first thing I like to do is get the video in. Okay, and what I can do on this screen is that I can select various aspects of it that I want. So I can either just sort of like take the whole lot, or I can, and you saw this with the in and out options when I was editing. So normally when I'm putting a video together, I would have all the clips and I'll scrub through them. And so if I'm on this one at the moment, I would play it, mark it with an I about when it was going to input, and an O when it's going to be taken off. And then when I would click it down to the timeline, it would only take this part of the clip. Now obviously I actually want all of it, and I think I can clear both of them like that. Now, so this is the first one. We have two little buttons here. This one will bring the whole video across. This one will just drag the sound, but as you can see, there's no sound on it because it's in that other file. So I can literally just either drag it from there, but I know this is the one, so I'm just going to drag it from here. And then what I'm going to do, and I've just realized that this is actually going to be I'm just going to get it to because the sequence that I was having in is normally 4K, okay, but I'm not doing this in 4K. I'm doing it in normal time, high definition, which is 1920 by 1080. So yeah, so there's my clip. That's all I've got there. And then this is what I downloaded from Instagram. And for this, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drag the sound across. So when the sound comes across, I won't have the video or anything like that. I will just have this audio. So now, hopefully when I play it together...
Wait. So you're still doing this? And you're wondering why it's not working out?
And that's basically the clip put together now. Now, there is things that you could do in Premiere Pro that you can actually sync the person's mouth to the sound, but that sort of like worked quite well. And that's because in the actual, when I filmed it, I could hear the sound. I could actually hear the sound. If I had the sound together, like this one, you can see that this is sort of like, this has the sound.
Wait. So you're still doing this?
And the video together. If I didn't want the sound, then what I can do is actually click on it and you can unlink it. Okay, so therefore I could actually delete the sound then and get rid of it. And it wouldn't be on it. I would just have the video. So I have that option. So this is where we're at the beginning. So this is where we're working to.
Wait. So you're still doing this? And you're wondering why it's not working out?
So two things as before. I just need to tidy up a bit, because if you see here, there's quite a difference between the length of the sound and the length of the clip. Now, if that's kept like that, then there's this pause here, and what I have to decide is, do I still want that pause, or do I need to remove it? So
wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out? Wait.
It doesn't look bad at the moment, but we will have a look at it later on. So once I've got all my clips together and all my sound together, and please, I am by far not a wonderful video editor. Okay, so anything that I'm doing here, I've actually taught by myself from YouTube videos, but also from something called Skillshare. I do a lot of stuff on Skillshare as well. So there's probably a lot more correct ways of doing it, and I'm just sort of like blundering my way through at the moment. I definitely need, let's see if I can do this. I can't, it's really annoying me that I can't actually see. I'm just disconnecting my trackpad. It's annoying me that I can't at the moment. Is this plugged in? I can't at the moment see the chat, and that's not the right one. We'll just run it off batteries to start off with. So I am literally just logging into YouTube so I can see the chat. That's basically what I want to see, because it's annoying me like anything that I can't actually see the chat at the moment. Right. Just logging into YouTube so I can see the. Okay, right. I've got the chat now as well, which is a little bit easier. There's probably a way to do it, but I haven't figured it out. So okay, so the next thing, we've got all this in, but I need to get the words in. That's the next thing I'm going to do. So round about here.
Wait. So you're still doing this?
This is when I need to get my the words in it. So we can do this just by adding a text. Here's the text function that could come in, and so we can actually come into this now and sort of like say, okay, then what are we trying to do here? What are we saying is the case as I point to it? And I think what we had on here, keeping all your tasks in one list, that's what we're looking for. So this is the I can just type it, keeping all your tasks in one list. Okay, and I've tried to sort of like format it as I go across. change I can click on here, and then I can move it around, and then I can decrease it in size. I put some hard returns in this, which I think I'm going to actually remove just to start off with, and then we can get generally the size. So this will obviously be far too small, so I'll probably put a hard return in there. That seems better, and then it's centralized there, so we can sort of like move it down. Now the other thing that is really important is that on Instagram, if you're creating a reel, there's what's known as safe zones. Okay, so places that you shouldn't actually put any words or anything like that. So I have tried to do something with this, and I can't seem to I can't. This is because my version is for 4K and this isn't 4K. So anyway, I know not to put much down here or down this side because of the actual where it is, and I don't want to put it too far up the top, but you can see roughly where my finger is going to be a good location. Okay, so the next thing that we can do is that once we've got here, we can start changing some of the text. So you can see the text. I don't actually know. Oh, I think my camera's down the other end. So the first thing I like to do is actually change the text, like the font on it, and I actually really like it's a Helvetica one, and I used it and really liked it. It's this one here, so thank you for that like. So you can see it there. That's my text now, keeping all your tasks in one list. Now what the next thing I want to do is change the color of that, and just to let you know, I have my sort of like brand. I have sort of like purples, purple, green and orange. And this is how high tech I am. I've written out the codes here so I can use them, and that just sort of like sits down here. I don't know them off by heart or anything like that. It's really funny watching the viewing figures, because all of a sudden it went up to 11 and then a lot of people are seeing what it is and think, oh, flip that. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm just going to select it, and in the fill color here, and we're going to probably keep that white, but what I want to put in is the background, and the background sort of like down here on the right, and you can see it's grey at the moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is change that to orange, and I quite like, I could do it to purple or anything, but I quite like the orange in the sense that it matches up with my t-shirt, and my hexadecimal code for that is FFA41A. Okay, so, and the nice thing about that is always the case. You know, if there is anything to do with my brand, it would be something like that. Okay then, so the next thing, we've got the background on, but it's only at 75% opacity. So I'm going to up that so it's up to maximum. This slider here extends it round the outside. Okay, so I'm just going to extend it slightly round. And then this one that says 0, this curves the corners. Now, if you are familiar with Instagram Reels, you often get this curved background. So, but can you see now it's sort of like clicking off the K there. So I'm just going to increase it a little bit more so it sits in it. It's also a little bit too big now, so I'm going to move it up here. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is see whether or not it appears in the right place.
Wait. So you're still doing this and you're wondering why it's not working out?
Okay, so you can see now it's going beyond the edge of the video, so that's what we can do here.
Wait. So you're still doing this and you're wondering why it's not working out?
I'm just wondering whether or not it needs to be there slightly before. Can you see? That's when my fingers finishes pointing. So I might just click it a little bit further up like that. Let's see what that looks like.
You're doing this and you're wondering why it's not working out?
I'm happier with that. That's good. Okay, so let's go back to our full timeline. Now let's have a look at it.
Wait. So you're still doing this and you're wondering why it's not working out?
Brilliant. Okay, so that looks quite good. Let's just go back to this one, and you'll notice here that we've got some graphics at the end. So I've put my productivity hacks at the end here. So let's add that to those. So this down here, this is my actual graphic. So obviously there's no sound to it. Here's my graphic, but I made a mistake when I made it, because I didn't make it as 1920 by 1080. I made it smaller. Now what I don't want to do at this point is drag it out, because you can see that if I drag it out, I'm going to lose the width and the height of the logo. So I find the easiest way to do this is that rather than leaving it that, which is almost like quite a cinematic effect, that you get those lines up and below and above. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create, and again, everybody will be saying, well, you can do this, you could do this, but this is how I do it. So what we're going to do is just click off that to make sure that I make the rectangle at that point. So what I'm going to do is make make a rectangle like this. I'm just going to stretch it out so it covers that part like that. I'm going to move it right way down to here. And then all I'm going to do, where it says the fill here, I'm going to pick up the ink blotter there, click on that, and it will automatically just mask it out for me. Well, it just covers it over, and then that is literally it. And then what I could do now is just copy it and paste it if it a copy and paste. And then I could put this up above, and then I can move this one up to the top like that. So now it's completely covered. Now we could get fancy here. I'm not too, if I reduce this, how much? Right, so we might have a bit of leeway here. This is what I want to move. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to increase these a bit, because as you can see now it's quite small. So rather than it being completely still after that, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to put a bit of movement in it, and we do that by creating keyframes. So up here, I think I'm over that side yet, so I just wanted to make sure you can still see. So up here is all I need to click on this productivity hat. So this is what I'm working on, and you can see that this scale at the moment is 73, so it's 73% of the size. So what I'm going to do, I mean, there's a variety of things that I could do, and like I said, I'm not an expert. I really like the effect. Do you know, I've literally just lost 10 subscribers in one fair swoop on on YouTube. It's just literally clicked up that I've lost 10 subscribers in one fair swoop. That must be a record. That must be a record. I do a live video and I lose 10 subscribers. I've never seen that at all. Never seen that at all. Oh, it says I've actually lost one, but it's registered as 10. Oh, thank God for that. Okay, so I could do a number of things with this, and I could do fancy bits, but there's only two things that I could really do well, and that is a zoom in and a zoom in then backwards a bit. So let me show you that. So here, this is where I'm working up at the top left now, and I'm on this clip, which is the clip that I want to do, and I'm just going to press scale at this point, and you can just see there, that's my initial keyframe. So what I'm going to do now is scrub through this to about here. Okay, so I'm looking up here, but it's the same down here, and then by that time I'm going to put it at 100. So what that happens is that this will happen now, and then it'll stop like that. Okay, now that's fine, that's absolutely fine, but in my eyes it's too slow. So I'm going to speed it up again just by moving these two together. Right, I still think it's too slow. I don't. Why is it juttering like that now? Where's me? Oops. it'll be trying to render it out. I think I'm going to make it go quite fast. And what I'm going to do is, I think what I'm going to do is just put it slightly bigger and then bring it back in size. So let's see what we've got. So let me just get rid of that. Oh, I just want to get rid of one keyframe, that one. Tell you what I'm going to do. I've just had I'm going to put it almost at the end, but make it, because it's such a long way, that it's going to be one of those things that people are going to be thinking, is it moving or not? There you go. And then it'll finish there. So there's that feeling of movement. I actually think this is probably a little bit too long. So I think what I'm going to do is actually reduce the clip down to about there. Move these. I might have to change the keyframes. There you go. So that's it. So this is what we have next.
Wait. So you're still doing this? And you're wondering why it's not working out?
And that's it. Okay, then, happy with that. Now, the other thing is, and I only know this from actually doing it and experience of doing it. So sometimes when I try to do captions from somebody else's video and I've recorded it, sometimes the caption doesn't work on the Instagram app. So if you're aware, you can there's a sticker on Instagram Reels that you can use and it provides captions. This also can cause me some issues if I'm going cross-platform, because sometimes the sound won't download, sometimes it's got a watermark on it. So what I try to do now, and the other thing, which is something a completely different kettle of fish, was that I actually lost a whole load of my drafts. So I had a whole load of drafts saved on my iPad, and then the app crashed and I had to delete it and I lost all my drafts. And so what I try to do now is I try not to store anything on my devices. I try to do everything on my iMac, so I've got the original clip, or I've got anything that I need to redo it or to share to another platform. And I think that was probably my biggest learning curve at all. It doesn't help very much when you're doing filters that are specific on like the emoji circle and things like that, but those I try to just create and then post almost like straight away, and then that's it. So obviously it's really important to have captions on. And the wonderful thing about Premiere Pro is that recently it started to be able to do your captions for you. So if we just come here to text, you can see that we've got these sort of like options, and what we're going to do is transcribe the sequence. So it's asking me, you know, what language I want, etc., etc. And the audio track on A1, which is this one. This is what I would like to do. It's actually got this as well. I don't know if you can see that. That actually says recognize when different speakers are talking to do different colors. Anyway, I really find this absolutely unbelievable. So what happens is that I just press a button and now it's transcribing it. So you can see up here that it's transcribing and creating the audio, and then that's it. Okay, so this is actually the audio that we've got, and what we can do now is that we can click here and create captions. Okay, so you can do a style with it and change the style, but we're going to do that. We're going to create it from the transcript, but I don't want double lines. I only want single lines. Okay, and you'll see what that does. So now it's creating them, and it's going to put it on a new line for me. So now
wait, so you're still doing this and you're wondering why it's not working out?
So you can see now that it's actually down here, but the lovely thing about it is that we can actually move it to wherever we want. Okay, now I haven't yet managed to sort of like drag it all at the same time. I don't know whether or not you can do that or not, but for this one we'll just leave it down here. So you can see that first of all it's not very big, so I'm just sort of like in this one, and we can just use the slider here to increase it. Now of course this is in the danger area, so if you remember, if you think about your Instagram reels, down here you have all the information, and then up on this side you have your like and comment. So I'm just going to move it up to here. I'm just going to check here, we're at 180. So when we go on to this, I think what we can do here, he says, working off hoping that he's going to be correct. I know with it doesn't look like I can do it. Okay then, so we just need to wait. That's at 118. So when we get on to this one, we need to click here, 118, and then I'm going to roughly try to put it in the same place. Probably needs to come down a bit like that.
So you're still doing this?
I just need to go up a bit.
Wait, so you're still doing this and
so here again we need to change this to 118, move it up a bit,
and you're wondering why it's not working out?
Okay, and then we've got this last little bit here that we can click on. And move that up a bit, so now we can have a look at it all.
Wait, so you're still doing this and you're wondering why it's not working out?
Okay, so I think that wondering, this little bit here needs to be down a bit. Don't ask me why, I just feel that it should.
Wait, so you're still doing this and you're wondering why it's not working out?
That's better. Happy with that. Now the other thing is, I think it's, and this is literally just me, I sort of like look at that and think it's really difficult to read. So what I'm going to do is put a bit of a background on it, and I just use for that this sort of like grey, and I just sort of like put it on a bit, so you can see that it's there, and 64% opacity and 16, let's just round that off to 16 round the edges. So now what I can do is come back to this one and click it again, 64 there and 16 there. So that should actually have that on 6416, that's fine. Now we go on to this one, add the background, 6416. I'm trying to learn all the keyboard shortcuts so I can actually change things without constantly having to use the mouse, etc. I do have a trackpad, but currently I've got my iPad with the stream on and the chat at the moment. Thank you for all the likes, by the way. I really do appreciate that. 7 likes, bless you. So now we've actually got the captions on, so let's have a look at it.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
Nice. And we got that bit of that increase, and as it comes out to you, you notice that just as it's sort of like getting close to you, it closes, and then that's it. Okay, so the other thing that we can do at this point, if I want to, is that we can add what's known as an adjustment layer. Now, actually, on the original, the one that's gone live already, I haven't got an adjustment layer on, but just because I've got a bit of time, I thought I'd show you. I wonder, is there something that says about how long you've been live for? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I think there is something somewhere. I've seen it, but I can't. Oh, 52 minutes. 52 minutes. Once I hover over it, I can see that, which is good. So yeah, so this is an adjustment layer. What the adjustment layer allows me to do is apply a color adjustment over the whole video. Now this is the adjustment layer that you can see here. Notice that I've stopped it before the graphics because I don't want it to go over the graphics, and notice that it's sitting below the captions. So it's going to affect these words here, which what I can do if I want is just alter it round like so. So the words now
wait. So you're still doing this,
affected,
and you're wondering why it's not.
Now, okay then. So this is what we can. So the adjustment layer on this one isn't that important, I don't think, because it's literally just one clip, and there's no changes of color or anything like that. But what we can do here, and I'll just show you extremes. Premiere Pro does come with an auto, and you can see there when I set it, I feel that, so that's what it was beforehand, and that's what it is now. So if I just turn it on and off, that's with the adjustment, that's without. Now I actually prefer that warmer look, okay, rather than it's more sort of like washed out, although that probably gives the more natural look. So there are things that we can do. We can reset that, and the first thing that we could do, and we don't have it on here, maybe a bit of my beard, what we can say is do white balance and say, right, this is meant to be white, change everything else. So you can see now at that point, it's sort of like, I feel it's sort of like put a bit more exposure on it. So we're going to reset that. The other thing that we can do is affect the temperature of it. So this is going down more into the blues, and this is going more up to the oranges. So I actually like it a little bit warmer, but only about 5. This is the tint one that you can see that varies between the greens and the blues and the pinks, etc. I don't think we need any of the, oh, I put it to 100 and it should be 0, which is good. What I do like a bit of pop with the saturation. So you can see if you go too far with the saturation, it just becomes absolutely ridiculous. But I do like a little bit of saturation. That's about 106. The other thing that I do like to do is up the contrast, okay, because I think it helps. You can see it. I think it really helps sort of like bringing out the differences between the colors. There's not a lot of blacks in there, okay, but I just start to fiddle with things until I sort of like think, oh yeah, I quite like that. You'll probably think it, oh my giddy aunt, that looks awful, but for my eye, I sort of like it. The other thing that I do, you do have some, so just to let you know, that's with it on and that's with it off. So I just feel that sometimes these are done on very small screens, so I want it a little bit of oomph with the colours to sort of like stand out. The other thing that I do on my YouTube videos, are not necessarily on my reels, sorry, is actually put a bit of a vignette around it. So the vignette sort of like darkens off the corner. So if I increase it, so if I decrease it a lot, can you see that? That is sort of like bringing the darker edges in. Now I really like that effect, and I find that if you can get it really nice, it almost like draws your face in, because these little bits are a little bit darker, you know. Now I'm not the thing is, to me, this sort of like image is far too small in any case, but I would normally, on my video ones, I would put it on because they're a lot bigger. I just wondered what that graphics was there. I've never seen that before. This, of course, you can go back and change if you want, so it's just sort of like giving the different things. So let's have a look at it now and see how well we're going. Play.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
Right, so at that point, when I look at it now, the saturation's too much. I don't know if you saw it. It just looks too orange at times.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
I'm happy with that. It may be down a tiny little bit more. Let's have a look at it now.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
It's just that bit there. It just seems to be that seems to be very bright purple. I wonder what happens if I change this color here. 6 3 1 2 B3. Let's remove all that, and then, because otherwise it won't work to B3. Let's do that and see whether or not that. So I've just changed that background to purple.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
I prefer that. I literally prefer that, because I think it doesn't sort of like stick out. It's not as otherwise I thought there was too much orange in it at that point, especially with the adjustment layer. So yeah, so that's brilliant. We've literally got everything now all done and dusted. So the next thing that we have to do is that we have to export it. And there's something really, and I've found this out just by trial and error again. Here, can you see where it says captions? You have, normally this is down to none. So even if you're trying to, even if you've done the captions, when you actually export it, they don't come on. So what you need to do is actually say that with the captions, you actually want to burn the captions into the video. And that means they will put them on top rather than a separate SRT file that sort of like can. So when I'm doing my podcast, I could create a separate SRT file that I upload as well. And then that would automatically sync to the podcast, so you have a transcript to it. I do have here from a guy called Seb on YouTube, who's really good. I really like watching his content, and he really focuses on short content, which I think that's probably where I go for, you know, unless it's sort of like informational stuff, educational stuff. So we should now, when we play this.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
And that's perfect, and that's the end. Okay, I probably think that the end part, the you know, the bit with the productivity, that's a little bit long, but it's fine for this because I've already uploaded it. So what we do then is that I export. You can export directly from Premiere Pro. You can do that, but I always send it out to Media Encoder and then do it like that. So this is just starting up Media Encoder, which is a start up. I don't think you will see it because I'm just capturing. Let me capture. Hang on, do I have to? Right, you can see it now, I think, because I've changed it to the whole screen. So you can see that it's up here. I put everything beforehand. You can see that it's going to export it to there. So I actually, when I'm organizing things, I have a very rigid sort of like setup. So this is the box I'm in, and then this is the template for if I'm doing YouTube videos. And you can see here that MR stands for Mithras Rules, P stands for productivity, R are reels, and then we got things like small streamer strategies, etc. So I started to do the word reel, and then I've just abbreviated it. So I make it really clear where everything's going. And just out of interest, what I do then, and to save space, is that once I'm sort of like, you notice that there isn't a 2021. Once I've done something and I'm happy with it and it's been shared, I copy it across to this external hard drive, so it's off my computer altogether and I don't actually need it. So this is going to export to that, and we just we make sure that it's selected, and then we just press. And this is where I go off and grab myself a cup of coffee, and that's it. It's done. So if we come into here now, into my content, into Reels, still doing this. Let me just make this a little bit bigger, change it to that. So this is what I did that I published this morning. I keep everything in the same file. So here's all my assets. That's the Premiere Pro. And this is what we just created, which I hope you can see. Hang on, let me just move it into the center of the screen. and then you'll be able to see this is what we just created.
Wait. So you're still doing this, and you're wondering why it's not working out?
And that's it. And of course that's just stopped there, that's where it would stop, or it would loop back. So yeah, so that's it. Of course I would now need to make sure that I save everything. I've really enjoyed using Ecamm. I think there's a lot that I can still do with it. It does worry me the price and whether or not I can afford it. But I really like doing this sort of video as something else that I do creation, and either showing things that I do or actually interacting and making something completely new, which I also think there's so much that I need to do with this, you know, so things like I need some overlays, I need some alerts on it, etc, etc. But it's been really good to actually use it to see it happening in real life. I really do like it that it's all on my screen all at the same time, and I can just click backwards and forwards with it. I'm going to see whether or not there's a way that you can get, I think you can actually put the chat on the screen, which I think it is always good. Let's see if we can get that actually on the screen. One thing that I noticed is that you can do this, and you can sort of like click on various things that people have said to put them onto the screen, which I really like. I'm not too sure that you can have it all up at the same time at all. I'm not too sure about that. There's a something here that I'm not too sure what it does. Anyway, I can look into that. So yeah, so that's it folks, a quick hour's video. I'll be streaming on Twitch very shortly. We're going to do some more Guild Wars 2. So if you're interested in seeing that, then come along. It's just twitch.tv/inwills. And if you'd like to see more content like this, then do let me know in the comments below. It will be lovely to see what you think. Yeah, and don't forget that if you're not subscribed, then please do subscribe, and yeah, join in the membership join button if you want. Just to let you know, I've also, I hope, managed to put my Stay Positive merchandise underneath videos for the future. That's all been cleared away. And I've also started to do emotes for the chat and the membership levels as well. So that's all coming along as well. So thank you as ever for your support. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, and I'll catch you all real soon. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, you stay positive. I don't have an ending screen, so it's just going to be like a countdown one. Lovely to see you all. See ya. Bye.